Paradox Rift is almost here, and today I'm looking at all the Darkness cards coming in the new set. Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And I am, of course, using the wonderful website Just in Basil. Absolutely fantastic website. I'm going off their card translations, their set list that they have here, and I just find the whole website to be very useful. Highly recommend it to anyone in the Pokemon community. So, today we are looking at Darkness. And I do want to apologize first off because it is late and I've taken my evening meds, so hopefully that won't negatively affect the entertainment value, I should say. So we are starting off with Zubat, one of the original Pokemon and some people's favorites. Some people's favorite to hate as well. But let's dive into Zubat. For 1 Darkness Energy, Supersonic, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Why is it on a coin flip? That's all that is my question. It's a Darkness Energy. It's very specific. It's not colorless. And it's doing no damage. Just give us confusion, because now not only do you have to flip heads, but then your opponent has to flip tails for it to matter, right? Yeah, confusion should never be on a coin flip, in my opinion. Then we've got Razor Wing for 2 colorless energy, 20 damage, no one cares. We got Goldbat here for 2 colorless Leech Life, 30 damage, heal from this Pokemon the same amount of damage you did to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, interesting. I like it. I do like it, because if you can increase that damage, you can actually heal quite a bit. Now, you only got 80 HP, so that's the problem. How much damage are you really going to take that you need to heal, right? Let's get to Crobat. Maybe Crobat can save this evolution line. Crobat here, 2 colorless energy, Mad Echo. I'm thinking of the Grinch. Jim Carrey's The Grinch Stole Christmas. Like, he does that echo thing in the cave. Okay, I'm old. I get it. 50 damage. Choose item cards or supporter cards. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any of that type of trainer card from their hand. That's interesting, that you can item lock or supporter lock. I kind of dig that, except for the fact that you're gonna just want to keep the same lock going, right? You can kind of make a call if the deck is very item heavy, like if you see that they play Pokestop. Okay, maybe you do item lock because they're item heavy. Same with like seeing them play Lumineon or Pokegear or something like that. Maybe you go, oh, okay, maybe I go supporter lock. But for the most part, once you pick, you're not going to want to flip-flop, because then it's like, oh, now you're allowing the cards that have been sitting in my hand, so I'll play them. You know, like, and you go back and forth, and it's just weird. But yeah, not terrible. On a stage 2, it kind of is. But, you know, yeah, maybe try it out. Seems like a little too much, but we currently have a Zubat with free retreat, and we have a Zubat, or a Goldbat, that will let you draw 2 cards. And so maybe those leading to this Crobat could be a thing. I don't know. Next up, we got Absol. 1 colorless energy. Wow. This is just colorless energy on this Absol. This is weird. It can literally fit into any deck. Let's see if it really can. Draw awareness? Draw awareness. You may discard any number of cards from your hand until you have 4 or fewer. Then, draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. I don't love it. It's like a Serena, but for an attack. Yeah, I just don't love it. 2 colorless energy. Enhanced Blade. 20 plus damage. If this Pokemon has a tool attached, this attack does 60 more. 2 energy, 80, and you need a tool attached? No. No. Okay, back in Burning Shadows during the Sun and Moon era, 2 generations ago, we had a Alolan Raticate, my favorite deck was that Alolan Raticate. I'm sorry, but it's true. And that was 0 energy on a stage 1. If it has a tool attached, 60 damage. You throw on a choice belt, or whatever it was back then, and you would be doing 90 damage to GX Pokemon. And a lot of them were like 180 HP, the basic ones, so like the ones that people were playing. And so you could actually either keep up or speed ahead, and the goal was to speed ahead. These big GXs. Back to Absol. No, I don't like it. Sorry, Absol. Sorry. One day you'll get a good card. I know I tried. I tried with Absol EX. But one day you'll get a good card. You're always on the edge, right? Purrlion, 1 Darkness Energy. Stampede, 10 damage. 2 energy, Cat Kick for 30 damage. I like the 30. 2 Colorless Energy. You don't want to do double turbo, because then you're just down 10 damage, and you might as well have just attached that Darkness Energy. But, you know, it's something. It's definitely something. Here we go. Liepard, evolving from Purrlion here. So Liepard, 1 Darkness Energy, Dishonest Swap, move all damage counters from one of your benched Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon? Ooh. Okay, so, I told you when I'm recording this, and in the Discord, Link Hawkins is actually talking about using Liepard mixed with another Pokemon that can tank a lot of damage, and you just swap between them, and you're just throwing that damage back at them. It sounds like a fun deck. Definitely check out the Discord, link in the description, if you want to see him talk about that deck. I don't want to talk about it too much because it is his deck, but join the Discord. You'll see it there. Highly recommend it. Also, throw him a subscription on YouTube. He puts out some pretty good stuff. But yeah, Liepard seems like it might make a fun jank deck. We'll just have to wait and see, really. That's the problem with a lot of this, is that we don't even have, like, Japan testing grounds with some of this. So, yeah, it's interesting. Next up, we've got Trubbish. Trubbish for a single Darkness Energy, Suffocating Gas, 10 damage, no one cares. For 3 energy. Okay, if you're putting 3 energy on a basic evolving Pokemon, you're in trouble. Venomous Hit, 30 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Or poisoned. It's not even the good one. It's poisoned. No. Unless it ties into Garbodor, I don't see that being good enough. So let's check out Garbodor, right? Garbodor. Garbodor. I don't know how people say it. I say Garbodor. 1 Darkness Energy, Chuck. Love the name. 5x damage. Discard any number of Pokemon tool cards from your hand. This attack does 50 more damage for each card you discarded in this way. Is that just a better tool drop? Like, 151 gave us Snorlax, right? So you can just discard leftovers from your hand. Does Snorlax recover it to the hand, or does it recover it to a Pokemon? I don't know if I'll be able to pull this up. Oh, it pulled up immediately. Beautiful. Love it when the internet works. Oh no, it didn't make it all the way down. Oh no. Oh no. Do we have at least Snorlax? Did they just cut out Snorlax? Tauros, Eevees, Snorlax. During your turn, you may put up to 2 leftovers from your discard pile into your hand. Boom. Better tool drop. I forget what Pokemon they were partnering. It was Electrode. Electrode is higher up. There it is. Electrode. Electrode was doing 40. So, Garbodor is just better tool drop. That's actually pretty cool. I might build that. That sounds fun. But yeah, be able to do 50 damage for each tool. You outpace Electrode after the second tool. Like, anything beyond that second tool, you are outpacing Electrode, and you don't have to attach them. You just discard them from your hand. So just getting them into your hand is the tough part, right? Well, you got Snorlax to help you recover leftovers. They can recover 2 each, because you can only play 4 leftovers, but that's 200 damage. So, yeah, Garbodor looks sick. 3 energy, venomous hit, 80 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Again, no. We don't care about that. Chuck. That's what I like. Chuck is the good one. 1 energy, stage 1, with basics backing it up being Snorlax. And you can just chuck things like there's no tomorrow. Throw in the shopping mall to go search, and you're good. I like Garbodor. Yeah, I like Garbodor. I don't know what else to say. So Yveltal is next. I need to pull up this so I can actually see what you guys see. Yveltal is here. 2 colorless energy, crisscross, applesauce. There's no applesauce in the name. Just, oh, it's Chris Cut. Wow. Cross cut. There we go. Brain functioning about normal, honestly, but, you know, usually it functions better on camera. 30 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 60 more damage. That's not bad. 90 damage to evolutions. You could knock out some stage 1s that evolve into stage 2s. Or you're hitting decent weakness at that point. You're doing 180 if you're doing weakness, and, like, that's not bad. You can obviously, you know, manipulate that in some ways. This is a basic Pokemon. We got a lot of options here. I could see a Yveltal Kingambit from Scarlet Violet, where it increases the basic basic Pokemon's damage by 30. Right? So you got Yveltal doing 90 to evolution Pokemon, but then you got Kingambit saying you're actually doing 120. Or you got 2 Kingambit. Okay, now you're up to 150. Doubled for weakness, 300. Throw on a choice belt, you're at 360. Like, there's ways to manipulate, right? And Yveltal seems like it could be fun. But yeah, 2 darkness energy, 1 colorless, dark edge. Look at that dark edge. 120 damage, discard an energy from this Pokemon. It's okay. If you're in a bind, it's okay. But the Criss-Cut Fries, that's the attack that you want to use. Dark edge is okay. Not great. Nickit. Let's see. 1 colorless energy. Surprise attack, 30 damage. I'm surprised. 1 energy for 30, that's pretty good. Except you have to flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. I still like it. We want 1 energy 20, right? 1 energy 30 is pretty good. Flipping the coin, so it's 50-50. It brings the math down a bit for it, but it's still pretty good in my opinion. It's just gonna suck when you need it to hit and it misses, you know? Thievil, I think? Ability, Bag Snatch. Ooh. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may look at your opponent's hand. Choose 2 energy cards you find there, and have your opponent shuffle them into their deck. I don't like it. Sorry, I just don't. Okay, in Limited League, if you don't know what that is, check out the video on it that I did. I could see this being a fun Pokemon to play because your opponent will have turns with multiple energy cards in their hand. In standard format, I don't see that happening too often. Maybe that's just me, but I mean, already we are to decks where it's like 10 Pokemon, 10 energy, and 40 trainers, right? Like, just tons of trainers and whatnot, and you gotta hit 2 energy cards, you know, like to have it really pop off. 2 energy cards. I know taking one away can be game changing, but if you can hit 2, that's pretty awesome. I just don't see it happening too often, right? I don't like it. And then 2 colorless, claw slash 60 damage. Sadly, no. Thievil, one day you'll have your time. Today is not that day. More Pecco. Now, I actually pulled one of these in my pre-release, and let's see what it does. I actually know what it does. Hunger Dash ability. If this Pokemon has no energy attached, it has no retreat cost. It is a Pokemon I was debating on playing because of that effect. Just having a free retreater. And it's not a baby Pokemon, so it's not 30 HP, right? Just a free retreater to move out of the active when needed. It's not bad for that. Its attack, 2 Darkness Energy, Energy Wheel, 70 damage, move 2 Darkness Energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Kind of feels like a waste, if I'm being honest. 2 Darkness Energy is a lot to require of such a low damaging attack. 70 is okay. I was just talking about 90 being good for Evitel, but that was with 2 colorless. You could fit that into literally any deck, right? If you play Double Turbo, you'll be down to 70. Well, here you don't even have that option. You have to get 2 energy attachments to it. Dark Patch is still in the format, so maybe, but I just feel like it might be a little too tough. However, maybe you throw in those Kingabits and maybe you're able to make it happen, right? I don't see it happening, but maybe. I do like the fact that moves those energies from the Morpeko that is in the active to a benched Morpeko, or a benched Pokemon, so you can save that energy, so when Pokemon are knocked out, you're not losing that energy, it's on a different Pokemon. It really forces your opponent to boss up things that maybe they didn't want to, or, you know, that kind of stuff. I like it. I'm not in love with it yet. Next up, we got Low Kicks. For a single Darkness Energy, 30 damage. It's Bounce. Sorry, I forgot to say the attack name. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Hit and run attack. We've seen this. We kind of know what that is. And 30 is the average, honestly. And then 2 Darkness, Punishing Kick, 10 plus damage. This attack does 40 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So, that's pretty cool. How do you get the damage on your opponent's active Pokemon is my big question. Starmie is a thing, maybe Starmie. I do prefer Raticate for that, personally, but that's just me. Yeah, no, it's a fun one, and I like it. I do like Low Kicks, so I want to play it. I want to play around with it. I definitely will. Okay, and now we are seeing Brute Bonnet. And Brute Bonnet surprised me at the end game of Scarlet Violet, which so much was spoiled. I'm happy this wasn't the mushroom Pokemon, right? Brute Bonnet, 120 HP, Ancient Pokemon, ability Toxic Powder. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon has an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule attached, you may make both active Pokemon poisoned. So, we need an attacker, and I feel like there was one. We need an attacker that can take advantage of being poisoned. And I feel like there was one. I'm going to have to re-go through the typings, because usually I sit down and do these videos in big batches, and then I take a week off. That's not happening this week. I got a lot going on, even though I dropped out of school. Yeah, so I like Brute Bonnet. I kind of hate that it takes an energy booster, an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule being attached to this, because I believe what that tool does is it makes it to where your Pokemon can't be affected by special conditions, which would be great on the active Pokemon, but this guy is not that great at being your active Pokemon. For 3 energy, it's doing 120 and can't attack the next turn, right? So you want this on the bench to poison your opponent's Pokemon, and it will poison yours, unless you've got that thing that prevents status conditions, and then maybe not, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a little awkward. I like it, but it's a little awkward, and I gotta remember what that Pokemon was that will actually take advantage of being poisoned. I forget what it is. If that even happened, maybe that was just a fever dream of mine, you know? That does happen too often now. Now, we've got Roaring Moon EX. Oh, this is actually the last Pokemon we're looking at, and that's probably a good thing, because this is the best Darkness Pokemon to come out of the set. You heard me here. It is the best Darkness Pokemon in the set. It is up there with possibly the best Pokemon from the set. It is ridiculous. Over on Tricky Gym, Andrew Mahone has already had, he's showcased Roaring Moon EX on his channel, and playing physical games, and he was able to just destroy his opponent. Like, it was sad watching these games happen because Roaring Moon's able to knock out anything with its frenzied gouging attack. Knock out your opponent's active Pokemon. If your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out in this way, this Pokemon does 200 damage to itself. Wow. Just wow. It can KO anything. Yes, it takes 200 damage, and it's only got 230 HP, but, like, you're knocking out anything. And it's got this Calamity Storm attack for the same energy cost, 100 plus damage. You may discard a Stadium in play. If you do, this attack does 120 more damage. Woo! That is so much. You can either do 220 or just knock out anything. So, if they're a big Pokemon with more than 220 HP, okay, I guess I'm going to do Frenzied Gouging, and knock out whatever the heck you have. And maybe you can knock me out with 30 damage. Maybe you can't, though. I'm going to bet you can't, and we'll see, you know? And if you can't, I've got Calamity Storm, right? And of course, if it's for the last prize cards, just go ahead and Frenzy Gouging again. You'll knock yourself out, give them 2 prizes, but as long as they had 3 or more, you win, right? Like, yeah. It's kind of crazy how good it is. Anyways, that's the look at the Darkness Pokemon coming in Paradox Rift. I hope you enjoyed this look, and I hope you enjoyed my take on these Pokemon. Right now, I would say Roaring Moon, Low Kicks, Morpeko to a certain degree, Yveltal, and Garbodor especially are really the top picks here. Garbodor is going to be nuts. Yveltal seems like it'll be fun. Morpeko could also be fun in the same way Yveltal could be. I just think Yveltal's the better choice, but, you know, we'll see. Low Kicks looks like fun. I'm sad Bonnet isn't better, and then Roaring Moon, possibly the best card to come out of the set, right? Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the rest of my set review, being metal types, dragons. I don't have my tattoo to look at. Dragons, colorless, and trainers. I miscounted, and it seems like I'm not going to have like a video. I think trainers is going to come out on the Friday that the set comes out, which I've done in the past. I don't really like doing that. I was trying to do it differently this time, and I messed up. So it's happening the same way again. Sorry. Depending on dragons, which I think might only be 1 Pokemon. I'm going to double check once I hit stop recording. But, yeah, I might mix that in with something. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Go ahead and check out that Discord like I mentioned earlier. Some great decks are being built there. Awesome Jank cards are being talked about. And it's just a lot of fun. And of course, until next time, keep playing Jank.